Welcome to Fraser Mac Gaming, I'm Fraser Mac. This is the latest video in my Fraser Mac Gaming news series, where I go through the latest news for the Switch, cover the games coming to everyone's favourite hybrid system, and I have an occasional rant when something really pisses me off. I've already uploaded a video covering my favourite Switch games releasing in February, but surprise games just keep dropping. There's also been some fantastic stories about great games getting physical releases that will keep the collector and me very happy. And there's also a surprise sequel to an indie gem. So which awesome games are released on Switch in February now, which games am I most looking forward to, and which indie gems are getting physical releases? Find out after this. We're kicking off strong, and I got a lovely surprise from Super Rare Games last week. Super Rare Games are releasing their 13th physical release on the Switch, and it's Cube 2. Cube 2 is a follow-up to the 2011 original first-person puzzle game from Toxic Games. It has you playing as a British archaeologist, Amelia Cross. You'll have to escape the cube after awaking amongst the ruins of an alien landscape. You'll do this by solving puzzles, working with your fellow survivor Emma, and ultimately overcoming the challenges the cube puts in your way. If you manage to survive on your wits and your luck, then you might just find a way home from the alien planet. The game features over 80 puzzles, additional gameplay mechanics, a soundtrack from a BAFTA-nominated composer, and even support for gamers with colour blindness, which is just very cool. There will only be 4,000 copies of the physical edition with no reprints in the future. All details of Super Rare Games will be down below in a link, and it also releases on the eShop on February 21st, and that'll be £22.99 with a 15% launch discount. I'm going to be completely transparent here, and in the interests of full disclosure, I have already received a code for the following game. Thank you to Fabrice and to Cowcat Games for that. I've also previously covered this on my channel before when it released on PS4. Yes, Riddled Corpses EX is going to get a release on the Switch. You can check my previous review of it on the top right of the corner now. The reason I'm talking about Riddled Corpses EX again though is because I had so much fun with the intense 8-bit twin-stick shooter that I've been pining to play it on the go ever since. I recently got the great news from Fabrice Breton that we'll be releasing actually on March the 3rd on the Switch, so I just can't wait for that. I'm lucky I'm actually getting to play it right now, so I'm sort of cheating a little bit. But it is a fast-paced 60 frames per second twin-stick shooter that's got local co-op, it's got 6 playable characters, they have unique playstyles, lots of abilities and various game modes to enjoy. I played them all while enjoying the chiptune soundtrack, and I quickly got addicted on the PS4. I managed to get on the high score leaderboard. It's a lovely, lovely game. Doesn't look too pleasing on the eye unless you like retro-style games, but it is insanely fun and addictive. It's going to release in March. I'm going to cover it in my March releases video, but just keep an eye out for that when it comes. No twin-stick shooters for a while, and then 2 retro-themed titles come along at once. Typical. Awful. I know, that was an awful joke. I'm not very funny, but I'm trying. Everyone loves a trier. Yes, the 2 games might be from the same genre, but I've already tried both, and they couldn't be more different if they tried. Cryptical is going for a very retro 8-bit theme, you know, that which may be similar to Riddled Corpses EX, but it is definitely going after more of a ghouls and ghosts type aesthetic with medieval twin-stick gameplay reminiscent of Smash TV. Not a bad start for a game. You can play up to 4-player local co-op, and you have to progress through locked dungeons and survive swarms of enemies before progressing to the next stage. Eventually, after mowing your way through multiple dungeons, you will get to a final boss and have to use the upgrades and additional XP earned along the way to survive. I have to say, I'm more of a fast-paced, high-powered, mow your way through enemies type of twin-stick fan, and Cryptical, it seems a little bit sluggish. The sprites are pretty small and the movement is just too slow for me. There is a lot of room for upgrading your weapons, but I found it tough to get into early on. It has lots of positive reviews online though, and it does look very cool on first look, but I'm just not sure. It's already out, and you can pick it up for £7.50 in the UK and $10 in the US. As usual, there are a lot of action shooter games that have released on short notice for the Switch this month. Solstice Chronicles MIA is a mature rated game due to violence, blood and gore. Sounds right up my street. It's only available in the US at the moment for some reason, after it released February 7th, but hopefully it will come to the UK and Europe very soon. You play as a marine left behind enemy lines on a Mars colony, and you'll have to fight and shoot your way through hordes of murderous mutant enemies. It's an isometric shooter mixed with strategy elements, and you have a drone companion with awesome abilities to help you along the way. You'll need to scavenge for supplies, pick your battles, and tackle the story over 20 levels that include awesome cutscenes. There's also a trusty survival mode where you can test your skills, and local co-op is available as well. It sounds like it could tick a lot of boxes for me, and I'm keen to try out the various weapons and fast-paced action when it finally comes to the UK. It's currently $15 in the US. The action keeps coming, and if you're sensitive to light and flashy bang bang images, then please abort the video now. The following is definitely not good for your health. The surprise title I'm most excited for in February is another retro-inspired shoot 'em up. Fans of Thunder Force 4 rejoice because Protoculture Games and Dangan Entertainment have brought Devil Engine to Switch. It's a thrill ride of a shooter with a classic side-scrolling action. It's complete with 3 shot types, point multiplying combos, 8 game modes with high scores, wonderful hand-drawn pixel art, amazing music from the famed shoot-em-up composer Hayakutao Tsukumo, and 6 insane stages that will kick your ass repeatedly, just like me trying to pronounce that composer's name. I definitely didn't take 27 takes to pronounce it as badly as that. It looks intense, challenging, and just huge amounts of fun. I can't wait to play it, and the only thing putting me off right now is the price tag. Because yes, I'm very cheap, I'm Scottish, we're known for it. It's $17.99 in the UK and $20 in the US, which I think could be a little bit steep. Again, I'm Scottish, I've got a lot of games in a backlog right now, and I've finally gotten into Smash Ultimate, so I'm on the fence about when I'll pick it up. But no doubt I'll definitely add it to my extensive shoot 'em up collection before too long. Devil Engine from Protoculture Games and Dangan Entertainment is available now on the eShop, and I'll hopefully review it on the channel at some point soon. We're getting towards the end of the video now, but this is when the collectors can start salivating. Some new and old titles are finally getting physical releases on the Switch, and they are games I can't wait to pick up. The game that inspired countless shoot 'em ups and has been re-released on almost every console generation for the last 30 years is coming to our favourite hybrid system. Yes, strictly limited games are releasing RType Dimensions EX as a physical copy Sunday 24th of February. It's not long to wait now. RType Dimensions EX contained the Arcade Legends RType and RType 2, along with the original 2D versions and the HD and 3D versions. I've already bought the game on the eShop, but it will release on the Switch and the PS4 physically. I can't wait to get my hands on it. The game will cost around €30. There will only be 3,000 copies available worldwide, and they are individually numbered. Strictly limited games will ship internationally, and you are limited to 2 copies per customer. It's a pre-order, but the game should ship in late March or April. I'll leave links and all the details in the boxes down below. As if a physical release of RType wasn't enough, we've been treated to news of a Guacamelee 1 and 2 physical release on a single cart. Yes, both games will be on the cart, no cheaping out like Capcom on this one, no downloads after purchase. Dan Edelman has pulled off a masterstroke with his new company, Leadman Games, or Leadman Games, however you pronounce it. They are bringing Guacamelee 1-2 Punch Collection to Switch and PS4, along with a manual, 2-sided poster, and soundtrack download. It's going to be available May 28th. Sadly, it's available in the US at the moment only, but it's possibly going to come to Europe later on. They're hoping to find a distributor for Europe, so we'll wait for news on that one. My good friends at PlayAsia have already got copies available for pre-order that ship to the UK, or anywhere else you might want them. The game currently costs around £32 plus postage and packaging, and I've already pre-purchased. If you don't know about the Guacamelee games already, then what have you been doing with your Switch all this time? The Guacamelee games have made many of my previous videos because of their seamless and skillful combination of gameplay genres, great writing, Metroidvania progression elements, and all-round amazing artwork and insane amounts of fun. Go buy it. If you're in the US, it should be around $40. This getting a physical release is just amazing. Both games on one cart is brilliant. This is how you should do physical releases. That's not all, folks. The hits keep on coming. The Switch is a system that just keeps on keeping on like a Duracell bunny. They must be running out of Switch carts by now, surely. We're cutting down on our plastic use, you have to pay for bags now, we're getting rid of single-use plastic bottles, but nasty tasting Switch carts are single-handedly eating up the planet's resources. That's what I think, at least. They're just selling games by the bucket loads. The big news, if RType and Guacamelee physical releases wasn't enough, The rumour has it Hollow Knight is finally getting a physical release. Yes, I know, it was supposed to be getting a physical release through Skybound Games, but that got cancelled. Good news though, the game has a new ESRB rating, and ESRB ratings are not provided for digital releases and usually indicate a physical release is on the way. Who knows who is actually publishing the game? It could be a pre-order with Limited Run Games or another specialist company. Team Cherry might even have enough money in the bank to just pull it off on their own. They've sold shed loads of their indie gem across multiple platforms, so surely it will sell by the bucket load in a physical copy. I can't wait for this, and I'm eagerly awaiting news on its release date. That's not all though. Those cheeky scamps at Team Cherry teased us about more DLC content coming for Hollow Knight. This is despite them releasing multiple add-ons for free to the original release. Then they turned up on Valentine's Day and let slip they are actually releasing a sequel to Hollow Knight. How cool is that? Now I have to admit that I both loved and hated Hollow Knight. I've not actually finished it yet. It's one of the most gorgeous and infuriating games I've ever played. I made a stupid error in a purchase in a shop. I wasted my hard-earned geo and then spent stupid amounts of time farming basic enemies to get more. But I have to admit the game is bloody amazing, and it's made many of my lists of fantastic games on the Switch. The sequel is called Hollow Knight Silksong, and Team Cherry treated us to a trailer for this scrumptious looking game as well. You'll get to explore another beautiful but haunting kingdom as Hornet, who appears to be part hack and slash assassin and part ninja warrior Olympic gymnast extraordinaire. There's all new lands, new powers, lots of new enemies, and all sorts of new boss fights. Yes, Team Cherry have been very busy, and from the looks of the trailer, we might not have to wait too long to get our hands on Hollow Knight Silksong either. We don't have a release date yet, but it looks like it'll be 2019, and it's a Switch console exclusive at launch. Shoes on the other foot now, PS4 fans. That is a quick roundup of the surprise releases we got in February and some of the fantastic news we've had on physical releases for Switch indie games. Between that and the tiny matter of the Direct we just had, I'm about as high as a kite on exciting new Switch news. Please let me know which games or releases you're most excited for in the comments down below, or which games you're looking forward to playing in 2019. If this is your first time on the channel and you're still watching, you can get an A+ for effort and awesomeness. Please hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you won't miss any of my Switchy goodness in the future. It really helps the channel grow. If you liked the video, please hit that thumbs up button. YouTube haven't created a freedom button yet. If you hated it, that's pretty strong for a first viewing, but you can hit that thumbs down button. I bring regular updates on Switch releases, indie games, and lots of other fun content. I'm off to cough my lungs up and just try and sort out my glands in my throat. It's been one of those weeks. See you in the next video.